What is up, guys? It's Monday. We're back again, the All or Nothing Show, and my name is Austin. I am your host. And I got the boys, of course, with me, rolling. We keep that thing rolling.
Rolling deep.
That motherfucker rolling.
Got
And we
Brock,
all
got
got
Griffin.
Separate drinks today.
Yeah, we did.
So, do we even bother reviewing, or
Probably
do we just
not.
kind of
We
say
can
what
say
we're
what
doing
we
and
got.
sip?
Mention your drink. I'll start. I got a Red, White, and Boom that's expired from December of 2020.
Nice, delicious. It's
And
fermented.
It still tastes pretty good. I will say, I love
What
the
year
flavor.
is that? 2019?
It's a dry year.
Oh, nice.
What are y'all sipping on?
A Ray's Galaxy Burst. Something I've kind of come into more in the
like
past couple times I've tried it.
And then I got a Alani Nu Cosmic Stardust, which I hadn't
An old
had
version.
until a few days ago, but really liked it. And then one of our members, she didn't like it, so she left a few for us. So I'm down at one of them.
Very fitting for you.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle.
Feminine.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Blowout.
Content
Wardrobe
falls out
malfunction.
Mid-episode.
You wear contacts?
Oh, yeah, since I was in third grade.
Do you ever wear glasses?
Yeah, I wear them. I never really wore them unless I had to.
Yeah.
And then last time I was at the doctor's, they were like, he was saying like, oh, usually you go in, boop, boop, bop, you're out, it's
Yeah.
whatever. But this time, he was like, hey, there's a little bit of like dry like patch or something on like, I don't know if it was one of my eyes or both.
They call that a stigma?
No, it wasn't like that. It was just like, hey, you're wearing your contacts too long.
Yeah.
So they're like, you just start wearing your glasses like, in the morning until later, or like, when you get home at night, like,
Yeah.
just wear them for an hour or
It's
two.
like almost taking your bra off.
Yeah.
Let them hang.
So like for the past, I don't know, 4 months or so, I've been wearing my contacts for like about the first hour I wake up until I go brush my teeth, throw contacts on, and leave. I think I still wear my contacts till bedtime though. Yeah. So, it saves me like an hour. I don't know.
Dang.
But yeah, contacts for life.
Good.
I've actually worn contacts longer being alive. I've been alive wearing contacts longer than I have not.
Gotcha.
Makes
you know what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yeah. Because you just...
Ever had braces?
Yeah, I had braces actually around the same time I got contacts. I got braces
Dang.
third grade to fourth grade, which I feel like was too early.
That's young.
It
Yeah.
fixed some things, but I feel like, the only thing really fucked up with my smile now is like I have like my canine teeth are a little bit out of place, one more than the other.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that, actually.
Snaggle tooth.
It was...
Yeah, your teeth are fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, braces as well.
Yeah, nice.
Very
Nice. Yeah, I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I don't.
Boomer.
I'm supposed to wear them when I'm driving. That's
Yeah.
specifically when they wanted me to wear them, but I haven't worn them in years. Because you know what? I'm like
I-
Stuart Page. I don't wear glasses, and look at me now. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
that's true. I have them, but I just don't really like to wear them, to be honest, except when I'm by myself. I probably should wear them when I'm driving or more so throughout the day, but I just don't really like the look. I've had a couple different styles, and I feel like my uncle just got kind of the Jeffrey Dahmer type glasses,
big
those
boys.
old ones.
The windshields.
And the ones I have are kind of more like a hipster, like soy-esque glasses with the thick frames, so I just like to keep that to myself.
What do you think about girls with glasses? Because like I feel like sometimes
Depends.
I almost find a girl more attractive with glasses, but then other girls it's like, definitely without. It
Definitely
really
the
depends.
style.
Depends on the style. Depends on the
Glasses,
girl.
how their hair is usually as well.
Yeah.
They have the teacher-esque look.
Are they that
Yeah,
like
that's
librarian?
true.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I'm
sneaky
saying.
These are
hot?
due back Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're here. Wanted to start it off with a quick reminder. This coming Saturday, the party in the gym. We're back again. We're back
I
at
feel like
it.
it snuck up on us.
It did. I feel like this past month went by pretty quick. What did I do? I went to Texas. That's what
Yeah, that's true.
But February 6th, 12 to 4, we're here at Iron Belt Gym. It's going to be a $5 day pass. Going to the Ford Foundation. We haven't really talked about that as much, I don't feel like.
Yeah, what made you
Which
choose
is
that
cool.
over Chevy?
They're a local foundation that I had known, I think, through like an old church my family used to go through, and they used to be called the Sophie House, and now they're called the Ford Foundation. But basically, it's nice that it's local, and it's also nice that I want to do a lot of military and veteran stuff, but also obviously there's other people that need help and assistance as well, and so. Single mothers going through a life-altering crisis is the population that the Ford Foundation helps with, and I think right now, especially with like COVID and everything, I'm sure times aren't great. So, whatever we can do to help is great. So,
Yeah. And I got so fired up when I guess the woman that runs it, she was like super pumped. Like,
Oh,
she was like,
nice.
She's almost like,
you heard from
oh
her?
my gosh, yeah. We tagged her in a few videos, and she was like,
she was
reshared
fun,
it,
yeah.
and she was like,
Nice.
And I did it on LinkedIn too, because I'm on LinkedIn. 'Cause
Dang,
I'm
professional.
business.
What's
LinkedIn
the
is
profile
boomer.
picture
I'm
look like?
business. I think it might be the one you took.
Oh,
It would be.
come
Newport
on.
News.
You need
Nice.
a polo or something
Nah,
at
dude,
least.
sleeves off.
Yeah, party in
Dang.
front.
They know what's up. But yeah, she even followed me on that and was like, oh, thank you a ton, and shared it, which I don't know.
Nice.
It's just cool to see like her get like a spark and like fired up.
Yeah.
Even though, it might not be much, but it is some help. So
Yeah.
and then also obviously we'll have free samples, live samples for everybody that comes out with GymFlo product. The nutrition corners hopefully will be there.
Should be.
With Erica or somebody that will be here from there. And then we'll also have
Definitely going to have Ryan Buzzard owns MF Bakery,
Yep.
Which has just started pretty recently, but he makes these great.
motherfucking bakery.
I want it to be motherfucking. It's macro-friendly bakery.
Oh,
Keep
that's
PG.
it.
But
Wait, I actually... Sorry to interrupt you,
No, go
Brian.
ahead.
Is it true that GymFlo stands for Get Your Motherfucking Lift On?
That's what Jake says. I don't know
Oh.
if that's the definition or what. Jake says that though.
I like it.
I like
I'm
it, too.
down with it.
I like
I'm
it.
down with the sickness.
The origins.
Yeah. But anyway, MF Bakery will have a table with donut samples. Should be multiple flavors. One that I remember that his girlfriend told me was going to be cookies and cream. So I'm hyped for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it should be sweet. Should be a good time. So pre-workout, post-workout donut.
Yeah,
Good lift.
mid-workout.
Help a cause. Support the gym.
Fuck yeah.
All that stuff. It's a win-win-win-win.
Yeah. So should be fun. Come on out, guys. Hopefully y'all are seeing this and getting fired up for it as well.
More people
like
liking
us.
the podcast.
Dead
More people
serious.
watching.
That's true.
We got
That's
eyes
true.
on us now.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
true. Watch what
Got to
you
watch
say.
our career, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go back in the archives.
If anything, Griffin's getting
Cancel.
canceled.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
if it's any of
Careful
us,
what
yeah.
we talk
For
about.
sure.
So we were supposed to have a show yesterday. I got snowed out with that, so hopefully having a guest on here soon, Jihan, which is going to be cool. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Other than that, any other housekeeping that we got going on?
I don't think so.
Not that I know of. We can
Nothing?
just dive right in.
Yeah, dive. Let's go.
So who wrote the topics on the board?
That's-
Was that Brock?
Oh, that was for the guest.
That was
yeah.
for-
Oh,
yeah, Jihan.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So we'll have separate ones then.
Yes.
Okay.
You said you had some. We can kick off.
I do. Okay. So this was something I was thinking about when it comes to certain things. Brock, you've been posting some good stuff for 10,000 and then also some, like swipe workouts or other things like that, reviews on YouTube.
Yep.
And then Austin, and when it comes to kind of product or other content, one thing I was thinking about is I get a lot of times in my head this feeling of like, oh, I shouldn't even bother to do this because somebody else has done it before, sort of
Yes.
thing, to put it out. So I was just
100%.
curious about you guys, like, does that ever go through your head with certain things, or like, what do you feel like kind of that you offer that sets you apart to kind of like get over that hump in your head?
For me, there's some of the things that just popped in my head when you mentioned that was like doing videos like I would like to do videos like I used to, but a little bit more quality now that I have you around and Brock to be able to film something like it. But like giving my personal go-tos for workouts and or exercises or what I do for meals, even though everybody's got their own opinion, everybody's got their own thing that they're posting, I still feel like I overthink that.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't as much as I do, because at the end of the day, people do want to know what you're up to. I mean, not everybody, but
Yeah.
there are select niche people that follow you because they want to know what you're up to, want to know what you like and what you don't like. And like, that's the point of social media and keeping up with people, is because you're interested in them. And at the end of the day, we also all are different in our own little aspects and ways. So I feel like, overlooking that and sleeping on some of those things, I think won't hurt you, but it's like, why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I do ask myself, and I'm trying to get better at myself, is not judging myself too hard.
I definitely really vibe with that question because that's something I've thought about with, like, for a while, like the year, I guess that like you guys both got more involved with me. For a while, I was doing a lot of mobility posts, workout posts, like a lot of things that would get a ton of saves and get more like, they'd pop up more on the Explore page, get me good like traffic. But I felt like when I would make those, I felt like things were already done. Like I would post a hip, three exercises to get your hips like more mobile, get warmed up, whatever. But then I feel like I'm just repeating the same thing. And especially with like YouTube, you feel like there's a million different vlogs. a million different back workouts. People have already seen this stuff. Like why, like what is different about you? And that's something I've kind of thought about more, and I feel like I've slowly done better with on my own Instagram. Is I've thought about like how can I make things more personal, because like Austin said, there are, whether it's a handful of people or whether it's 50,000, there are people that care about what you are doing.
Yeah.
And there is a nuanced approach about your body, your journey, your past history, your injuries, whatever you're dealing with, that sets you apart from a Callum Von Moger, a Christian Guzman, whatever it is. So, the more I've been able to share my journey on like running, on lifting, sometimes little things like when I have a shitty run, normally I wouldn't post it because I usually think Instagram is, and honestly I think it should be mostly highlights, but I think it's nice to still throw in a few bad moments or learning curves, because people do get something from that. And they see, okay, Brock's day isn't all perfect. Sunshine and rainbows. He's not perfect. He shits the bed a lot. Yeah. Whatever it is. So, it's good to see that. But I think when you can throw in more personal touches on top of the workout, on top of the exercise tips, on top of the supplement, I think people take advantage more. I mean, we talked about it kind of the other day. It's like, what's going to set GymFlo apart other than just being another bodybuilding supplement brand?
Yeah.
And so we talked about that and ideas of like how that could go moving forward, because it is such a saturated. I hate using the term, because a lot of people say like everything on YouTube is already saturated, so why should I start my channel? And that's true, and it's true about Instagram as well, but that shouldn't be like a limiting factor, because there's so many people that start, today, and then a few months from now, they're like the big thing.
And I thought about that same exact thing, and I want to definitely hear what your thoughts are, Griffin, after this. But when we made that Macho Man video, when I was going to post, I had a caption typed up for it and everything. I was like, you know what? Nobody does us better than us. Like, that's at the end of the day, nobody does you better than you. So, like, why not start it? Because you are going to be different in some way or aspect than the thousands of other YouTubes or Instagrams or what TikToks, whatever the fuck people are doing nowadays. You're going to be different,
Yeah, so, that is a good point, because, we talked about that the other day when we filmed
as long as you aren't trying to be mimic somebody else, and that will show in the long run.
And there are so many ads I see for like bigger name brands that like they post these like cool or like lifting montages or other things like that, and it's like it's just they're all just different kind of versions of the same thing. So that is one thing I do like, that we kind of just like don't take ourselves too seriously or other things like that. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that, because a lot of times I like to share things that I'm learning, or like something that I like to do or am doing new, of like maybe a new place to go camping, or like a new skill I'm trying to learn, or a new experience or something like that. But sometimes I just feel like when it comes to things that I know a lot about, whether it be fitness stuff or like just other things in that field, or things I kind of see on my timeline a lot, like swipe workouts, I think they would be fun to do, and a good way to like, a lot of people always ask me stuff, so it might be a fun way to like share stuff like that. But I sometimes feel like, I see like 5 swipe workouts a day, so like, what am I really going to put out there that's not already there, sort of thing. But I do feel like I have other things that I could maybe bring to it to make it more engaging or something like that, or kind of add a personal touch. But it is one thing I sometimes wonder, like that balance of like, I don't want to share or like post or create content that is like too out there just to be different, but at the same time like don't want to just do something that's already there, or like that just feels like it just kind of falls right in line with everything else.
But I don't think you're the type personally, because I know you a little bit, that I don't think you would just post something just to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're out there like worried about that. I think the deep down the root is like you're intentful about your posts and stuff like that. So I think, and the fact that you don't post that often, which isn't a bad thing, I think you posting something like that every now and then would actually be like, I know the last picture you posted, you got like 500, 600 likes. I'm like, dude, because people, they were feeding, they were ready. Give me some
give
me some grill.
I need to do more of that.
Yeah, they blue ball.
I know. That is one goal.
Oh.
But I had this conversation with Maddie a lot, because she, for like, I feel like post-COVID, and then after we opened this place, I feel like she wasn't posting that much, and I was like, why haven't you been posting? And she was saying how, we talk about this a lot, that like we, just follow a legit program that we write. I mean, we go off base a little bit, but the workouts are generally the same every week. So if we're posting on Instagram, if I post my Tuesday chest workout,
you can't repost
3-4 months from now, it's the same workout. So, we don't want people to be like bored and be like, you've already posted this. But at the same time, I feel like, take the tips kind of we just mentioned of add personal touches. It's fine to, mix some things in that maybe aren't you. It's fine to like mix in here or there, just as long as like, the base of the cake is you and it's personal.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, though, especially if you want to get anywhere with it, is you just gotta post, because we touched on a previous podcast, and I've been a big backer of this idea that as long as you're posting something, content's content. You don't want it to be crap, but if you never post in fear of paralysis by like analysis, then you're never gonna you don't post. You can't. There like the potential is zero.
Yeah.
But at least if you post something, there's some potential. And then when you actually are more personable, unique, consistent, post more often, then you can. There's levels to it.
Yeah.
But if you post nothing, then you can't expect anything.
I think a lot of
we talked to you about that, like trying to have at least somewhat of a plan for posting more on social media. And I think
it makes me feel better.
Yeah, although the likes may not be through the roof on a picture that you're like, this is a great photo. Over time, it can get there.
People are seeing
and
it,
at
though.
least those 15, 50, whatever people that like it, they see it and they feel an impact.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever have this, Austin, but sometimes likes or engagement doesn't really match up to what I had in mind. But then sometimes like people will talk to me like 3 or 4 months later about like, oh yeah, you were doing this back then, and it's like, oh, even I forgot about that. Like, I'm surprised that sticks with you. So I don't know if you ever feel like that with GymFlo stuff, if people remember a skit or a post or something like that, but it didn't get really the love that you thought it would.
Yeah, and I've definitely the videos, the skits definitely get some hits. Skits get hits.
Yeah,
but it's happened for sure, and especially in my personal, like every now and then, like I posted a swipe workout. Not that there was anything sweet, and that's where I'm coming into my own head, maybe thinking, oh. Like, I'm not doing anything special, no crazy weights. I'm an old guy, breaking apart. But a few people reached out to me, and they were like, oh, dude, I'm going to try this, what am I calling it? Goblet squat, or I forgot about that, blah, 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 this and that. I was like, oh, shit. Well, at the end of the day, you think shit's stupid or like, oh, why would I post that? But, some people do like it. And if it's something you're truly like doing, fuck it, why not show it?
Well, we kind of are in our own bubble sometimes of like you feel like you just see, oh, everybody knows this or other things like that because that's who you follow. The other thing I was going to mention as a topic of conversation was this morning I was listening to Miles's podcast.
Yeah,
and
it's whatever.
Shout out to Miles.
Yeah, shout out to Miles. So one thing that he had mentioned was,
I just imagine. I'm sorry. He should be like, "Yo!" He's gonna be yelling at the radio, "Yo!" I see him now.
He was talking about something that came up on his like timeline or Snapchat of, I think like a year ago. He was in the same kind of situation or like wearing the same shirt basically as he was that day in particular. And so he almost had this weird epiphany of like, have I grown at all this past year? I'm in the same spot. I'm even wearing the same shirt sort of thing, doing the same thing. Yeah. And so I was just kind of curious. I was thinking about that. Do you guys feel like you kind of go through chapters of your life where there's like different phases of you? Or do you kind of feel like as life progresses that it kind of just sharpens that chisel a little bit more to the real version of you, if that makes sense?
I'd like to think I don't make leaps and bounds anymore, or at least I haven't. At least I don't think so personally. That I've made leaps or bounds like quarterly or like seasonally, but I do believe daily I have become sharper. I'm a dull knife. I'm found like in an antique shop. And day by day, I feel like I'm just getting that
1800s dagger.
That one swipe with the sharpener.
The whetstone,
per day. And it ain't sharp yet. We ain't cutting through leather and shit yet, but we're getting sharper.
Yeah.
I feel like one day at a time it's getting better. Because I'm making little notes here and there and like trying to push myself, get a little uncomfortable, track food, work out early, blah, blah, blah. But, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Maddie the other day because we were talking about this in some form or fashion, and because I was thinking about, that's what we're talking about. I think we're talking about, it was a year ago we got Dobie, like roughly, and it was like almost a year ago we started really like, going for it with the gym as far as like planning and everything. And, it's crazy within a year how much more, how different like life is with Dobie, where we live, plans going forward, friendships and family, with 10,000, with GymFlo, with everything that we're doing. I feel like I have made a good leap like this year overall, and I feel like a lot of it is because of my youth, but I'm able to kind of continuously try to build off the years. But understanding that, I feel like I try to still keep the pressure on. You know? Still focus on like, okay, I turn 21 tomorrow. Where do I want to be at 22?
It's still day one type deal.
Yeah. Like, I think about this a lot. I think I was telling my friend this, or at least I was, thinking about it myself, is like, I know how much like money I make like at 20, 21, whatever it is. I feel like if I'm not making X amount by 30, I've shit the bed. Like I feel like if I'm not constantly improving from like, there might be hills and valleys, but like overall, I feel like if I'm not on a steady kind of, mostly linear path, then I'm like messing up here, So I kind of try and keep that. I don't know. I think that's a good way to think about it, is like reflect. But another thing I was telling Maddie too is like, it's day by day stuff. It's like, you have one great day, you have one great workout. That doesn't make you bigger, nor does a week of great workouts, nor really does a month. But 6 months, 12 months, 3 years of like going to the gym, getting it done, or saving money, or doing, getting up early. Those things like build over time to where a year from now you will be somewhere. So you can't like really think about, it from like month to month. I'm going to open up a gym in a month, or I'm going to, come out with new product, every month. But like over time, if you can see the big picture and know that these days build up, because I feel like we've been open now for 3 months with the gym, and we've gone from 0 members to 75. And it didn't happen overnight. Yeah. Sometimes it's like weeks with maybe like 1 or 2 members, but then a weekend with 3 or 4. Yeah. And so it's just showing up every day and just knowing that, you're giving your best to each day, they build.
Yeah. That is interesting, because I don't know if I necessarily think of growth as linear, or also I don't know if I ever like just have that thought in my mind of like, am I growing? It's interesting to kind of just look back sometimes and see maybe like different parts of your life where maybe you felt lost in one kind of area, or that you wanted to be, better in some area. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I look back, sometimes I was in better shape in the past than I am now, but I don't know if I had the mindset now, or that I do now, if that makes sense, to where now if I can kind of like build back towards that, I feel like I'll be even better than I was before. Yeah. Or like sometimes I feel like I, on paper, all the things are kind of checked to where like, oh, I'm living on my own, I'm in a relationship, I'm in school, I'm working, but it's like I don't feel like I'm content. Whereas now maybe things might be a little bit different, and maybe not like objectively the right direction, or like, the whole like American dream sort of thing. But I feel like I'm more kind of aligned with my own vision of where I want my life to go, if that makes sense. Or do you ever feel like that as far as, when you guys first kind of had a big launch, you had 4 products, and then a couple years later you had 2 products, and now we're building back up. But like, did you feel like then that, oh man, we're going backwards? But or did it feel like, oh, we're kind of figuring out the direction we want to go in, sort of thing?
I'll answer like right now. It's almost like bipolar-ish. Yeah. Some days are super duper high, and the next day could be in the fucking ditch. Or I can start my morning off like I did today. Who knows? I'm going to try and keep this momentum going. So like once we're done, continuing trying to at least do something, so I'm not sitting there at my desk being like, oh, woe is me. But like, or just feeling like lost per se, and not have a action for the day. But I can start off high, and by like noon or 3 o'clock, I can be like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And that happens often with me. And I don't know, it might happen to a lot of other people too, but it's not like prolonged though. Usually I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up ready to kick the ass the next day, and hopefully the next day's gonna be a little bit better. But but back during those times when we started off huge and then it went to very, very small, dwindled away quickly, I thought shit was like over and done. I was like, man, I guess we're going to just sell the rest of the shit we got and like call it a day and like move on. But I keep referring back to like Too Dumb to Quit. We were like, hey, we just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And build back up from there. Slow, long process. But I think going through that so early, I guess, has helped make us numb to a lot of other little bullshit that pops up.
Yeah.
That most people might think that's big, and it's like, oh, well, I've felt that before. It doesn't hurt. Blah, blah, blah. Keep moving. Keep that motherfucker rolling.
Yeah, amen. Do y'all ever feel like for example, there have been times where I have like been in a consistent PR with workouts or like hitting all my macros, but I feel like I'm not really enjoying like that process, or like, yes, I'm making more money than I ever have, but I'm waking up and feeling like, man, I'm going to give my whole day away basically, to where like, yes, it's going in the right direction, but I'm not excited about it. I'm not passionate about it. So like, would you consider that to be progress, even though it's going in a positive direction,
Yes.
even though you're not really into it?
Because I see it like I've had clients, not my current clients, but like I've had clients over the past that like they suck the soul out of you.
Oh, yeah.
But I know it's money, and I'm like, all right, this is only temporary. They won't be with me for long, so I'm going to just suck it up. But as far as clients, yes, I see it as progress, at least for me in the past. I've had those shitty clients, and not all of them are. It's rare, but I just realized, hey, I'm trying to help them as best I can during that time.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pulling teeth to get them to work out and do things, I just know that I need to optimize on that money while it's there,
Yeah.
and it's only temporary. You know, and at worst, I can cut ties with them, let them go.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like one thing to add on to the last time is not that like, because like you said, like progress isn't always linear, and I don't think it's always fair to look at your life that way. But I guess what I was saying is trying to actively think about, you know, how do I build off this past year into next year in a linear fashion? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you kind of stated, Griffin, is like there's a lot of, you know, physically you might be down, you know, injuries, whatever, not as much, you know, time or discipline in the gym, whatever happens. But then mentally you might have made a lot of progress gains or had a better job, but less money, like you said. So I think those things vary, and what they mean to you is different. But I agree with Austin too, is like sometimes, you know, progress is still there. Happiness may not be the line that you're measuring on the graph, but as far as overall progress in your life, you may be making progress, but just know you're going through a hell of a time. Like I was thinking about it this past Saturday morning, because Saturday mornings they're quiet. No one's here. I mean, no one's usually here in the mornings, but sometimes Austin will come in with a client during the weekday. But Saturdays it's just me in this gym, and I can really, sometimes it really hits me, and I really appreciate what we've built here and the time that went into this, and I can really reflect on similar to clients that, you know, maybe drain it out of you. You know, there was basically a full year of just editing between every client, between classes, during classes, staying up late while Maddie's going to bed, getting these videos done, you know, sacrificing not going on a date night or doing this because, hey, I got to edit these videos, I can't go out or whatever. And, you know, sometimes that disrupts a relationship or causes, you know, weeks of just like, you know, distress or that, but you know the long-term goal. And so sometimes if you're going through those clients or you got to kind of dig through those trenches and crawl in the mud before you can get up in the green pasture and kind of, you know, appreciate where you are, you know, later on, you know?
Yeah.
So I may have gone through like a tough work year from 19 to 20 where I'm not on vacations, I'm not having like the best time of my life. I reflect and it's like, well, I've done nothing but just worked and gone to school. You know, it's not like maybe, you know, whatever year where I went to, you know, so-and-so, I did these different things, I went to the Arnold, whatever. But then you set yourself up for 20 to 21 where you can open a gym, do X, Y, Z, you know, things like that.
Do you, and also like, it makes me think a little bit more, do you, you know, I don't think it's bad to, or not that it's bad, I don't think it's wrong to not be happy every day with what you do, kind of like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, but also at the same time, you should do what you're happy with, you know, like you should show up and be happy with what you're doing.
It's a fine line for sure.
But it's like, I don't know, it is a fine line, like where you have to find what works, what's best for you and yours type thing. It's like, you know, how much are you willing to push towards the unhappiness to like get through or like break that plateau of like, all right, now it got me to here to where I saved that X amount of money to where I could get off and cut that ties and now move to this. So we're like, buy this that gets me this to where I can start a side hustle or whatever. I don't know. Like I still don't know. I'm still going through it.
Well, I'll give you a good example. Is like I was telling, I feel like every time I say, oh, I was telling this, that.
Yeah.
But when I get to Sunday evening, right, usually you're like, oh, Sunday evening, I have to go to school in the morning. Or when you're older, oh, I have to go back to work that 9 to 5. Or you have to go do something Monday, right? The work week kind of starts.
Yeah.
But now that like every day is basically spent at the gym, I don't dread a Sunday night. You know, I don't dread the work week. And so I would say in that sense, doing what I love has allowed me to not dread days and be more excited. But to add to your point, there are days where I'm like, damn, I'm here 5 a.m. I get a brief break to go home, shower, and back, but then I'm here till 7 p.m. or something at nights. You know, Maddie and I don't have a lot of personal time. Like yesterday, because of snow, like we had like a full day together. We never get that, you know? And so there are sacrifices to where it's like opening this gym. It's a dream come true, but what people don't see is like, and not to just like talk about my story, but I can talk about it because, you know, I'm living it, is like, you know, the hours, you know, like you said, where you are doing what you love, but you don't love every day. You know, there's still those long, hard days, difficult times, and things of that nature. So, yeah, I think happiness and doing what you love is a fine line and progress overall. It's kind of like how are you measuring it? I think you got to look at the different characteristics of progress and see kind of where you're at.
Did you mention how you like when you look at like the next or the past 3 months or 6 months? Like what do you consider progress for yourself?
I would honestly say it's not necessarily like things that are on paper per se, but like I don't know. I would honestly just say I'm trying to think of like a good way to articulate
and
it.
I hate to like answer it for you, but like at least from me looking at you, I see progress with you. You moved into your own house.
Yeah.
You're working to become self-sufficient or self-sustainable out there, which is, and you're taking the steps to do that, which is like, it's not a goal that everybody wants or needs, but it's something that you set for yourself and you're starting to do that. Like
Been more independent as a trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's fucking huge.
Well,
More photo gigs.
that's definitely something that I guess I don't really think of it like that just because it's like so much is like a day-to-day sort of thing. But it is definitely interesting to sometimes look back and like, I don't know, probably one of the lower points I've had is like kind of immediately that period after graduating of just feeling like I've worked all this time to get to this point, and now I feel like I have like no direction after that.
Yeah.
And I felt like I just was kind of feeling like, is this it basically? Like I'm ready to just scrap everything and just, you know, leave basically and like try to figure something out somewhere else and like kind of have a new start.
Yeah.
But I just remember like at that point in time, I just felt like I'm not making the money that I want to. I don't have the schedule that I kind of want to. I feel like I'm doing more of kind of trying to like satisfy myself with spending things that I know, almost like that feeling of like a cheat meal or something like that.
Yeah,
where like I know I shouldn't have this, but it's going to make it that much better. Kind of like spiraling more into debt because it just felt like that's, you know, if I can just spend some money that I'll pay back later, like this will satisfy me sort of thing. And it just feels weird to just think about like the difference that a year can make of, especially when things don't really go your way, like kind of figuring it all out, but kind of having that period to just kind of remove yourself a little bit or kind of figure out the direction you want to go. But it is funny to just think like I never would have thought, you know, a year would go by and now it's like, oh, things are better than they ever have been before and going in an even better direction almost, and kind of just feeling like that definitely is a feeling of progress. But it's one of those things I feel like I don't consider it that because I don't feel like I've necessarily like accomplished that, if that makes sense. It's kind of just like a different change of circumstance. But I guess like the mindset has changed. But it's almost one of those things where had things not turned out the way that they did, I don't know if I would have maybe taken the steps that I did to actually like have that progress, if that makes sense. Like if I hadn't have left Golds, and you had told me for how long you need to leave Golds, and it's like had that not actually just happened, I don't know if I would have taken that step.
Sometimes you need that mama bird.
It's
to
tricky. Yeah.
Whatever I've been telling you recently to do.
Yeah, and
Nah,
it's one of those things that like when I was living in my apartment, I never thought I would have lived in a house, but it's only because I couldn't get an apartment that I could afford that things kind of worked out that way. So it's weird sometimes how like, my job got terminated, but it turned into something even better. Or like I couldn't afford an apartment that I could live on my own, but now I have a whole house on acreage like for my own, just because of the way things kind of like turned out. So it is funny sometimes that it turns like that, but I don't know. I kind of just feel like I've had the same mentality that I want to get to, but I don't know if I necessarily feel like I've put in the work per se to get to that point. It's just like now that I'm more there, I'm excited to put in the work, but it's hard sometimes to like dig yourself out of that when you're in it. I don't know if I'm like articulating that well. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I'm just trying to like see if I can pull anything to elaborate on.
Like I don't know if I feel like I've done that myself to where I can be like, yeah, I've made a lot of progress.
You don't,
but
I think
it's just the way things have turned out.
Yeah, I think what it is you're just struggling to see the actions that you've taken and appreciating them. I think sometimes, at least what I'm getting out of what you're saying, is it's almost like you're absolving yourself almost of any credit for the actions and kind of assuming that like life has just forced you down this path. And in some ways, like certain things like the job getting terminated kind of do force you out of the nest. But in some ways, the steps you've taken, the relationships you've made, the decisions you made, the things you've said have put you kind of where you are now.
That is it.
And that's what you should appreciate and not just say that, that you just wound up here on a whim.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because it is
intentional.
If you think about it, like, whereas once I was in that situation, then I'm that much more excited to like reach out to old clients or like try to go above and beyond as far as what I can maybe do for people to make people want to get more sessions with me, or like, try to go above and beyond in terms of my own service now that I'm on my own, or like with house stuff. Now I'm excited to like do weekend projects or like plan stuff. But it is one thing that when I was, working for a commercial gym or like living in an apartment, it didn't really feel like I was like excited to or ready to kind of go above and beyond to work out of that. But once the situation is there, you can kind of seize on it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just feel like you need that kind of catalyst.
And it makes some people, I'm the same way. I'm sure I can wait until my back's against the wall and then there's only a one clear direction you can take. You either fucking shit the bed, or you just take that A route.
Yeah.
A route or B, shit the bed. Things that happen, you either pushed your backs against the wall and you have to take that, or you created opportunities that you were able to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
Like you were sort of saying with relationships and whatnot.
I kind of feel like you've been having something similar to where you wanted to be a little bit more conservative, but then when something's opened up to you, now you're ready to kind of seize on that and go all in and see what you can create from it. So
for sure.
It is funny sometimes, like it's not necessarily you, I would say, like working yourself out of it, but just kind of taking advantage of things that present themselves to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think always being open to opportunity is something that I've tried to like set up as a principle in my life, because as things like come to you, like you said, that like life presents, whether you kind of cause it to happen or not, you need to be ready to seize it. And then once you're in that position, build from it, and, talking about like your back against the wall. I know we talked about it when you were moving in here, like this was going to be more expensive than where you currently were. But hey, now that I'm spending the money, there's no choice, but it's a sink or swim kind of situation. Yeah. I need to like take the space, utilize it, and grow within it, and actually make it, work for me, rather than just spend more for the same situation.
Yeah, 100%. Which, I'm glad we took the jump. I feel like for most people, don't hold me to it. I don't want to be reliable for anybody. But if you come to that point where it's like, all right, jump, sink or swim, just do it.
Some people sink.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not here. I'm not here to save you.
Here's the thing: you can't jump with your floaties on. You got to take those things on. You got to swim like a big boy. You got to put the Speedo on.
Big boy.
Put the goggles on.
That's true.
Hold your nose.
Jump in.
Oh no, you can't hold it. You gotta. You gotta
be ready.
Gotta do the sailor dive.
Chlorine go right down your nose. Yeah.
I'm doing the flying squirrel. Yeah. Damn. That was good. Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah, did you have any more?
Made me think.
No, that's
About
pretty
some
much
shit.
it. That's all the time I kind of have. And I have been looking at maybe some alternatives to the answer the internet because I feel like we've kind of started
We've
to
kinda
run out of
burnt those
questions. But
I need to look in.
I've been looking at a few more, but it's hard to kind of find one that's similar.
Yeah.
I got
But
a
we'll figure
good
out
topic
some
of
things.
conversation that I don't remember if I said it to either of y'all, but I know I said it to Maddie. And I parked beside them again today in the apartment. But how do y'all feel about someone who drives a Kia Soul?
It's like a box, right?
Yeah. I feel like, and here's the
I don't judge them.
I don't have an opinion.
here's
one
the
way or
cherry on
another.
top. Well, here's where I'm going with it.
What's
it's not
in
like,
it? Like what's in it?
well, it's not about what's in it.
What
Then
was
why's the
on
car
it?
bug
What
ya?
was the bumper
It's
sticker?
well,
Oh shit.
it's a green Kia Soul.
Green doesn't bother me.
What? But think about it. Think deeper for a minute.
I think you need to go see somebody.
Yeah.
What kind of person goes to the car lot and goes, I want that one, and I want it in green?
What used to be an
Think
old
about-
cherry red Chevy is now a green
Think about
Kia
the
Soul.
kind of person, their interests, their hobbies, what they look like, that's going to drive a Kia Soul green. It's not going to be a lifter. It can't be.
What color will your dad van be one day?
Dad van. I ain't
Oh
driving
yeah.
that bitch.
Once you pop that kid out.
Oh, we'll have a 4-seater. We ain't having some 8-seat minivan.
Honda
Oh,
Odyssey.
Fuck.
Cause
I
I
thought
ain't
you were
driving no
getting
other
the
kids around.
party van.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Has the automatic doors where they just like.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
Let's go. We
No,
got soccer
I'll strap
practice.
them on top.
We gotta go run some miles today.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with Kia Souls. Maybe it was an ex-girlfriend that must have drove one
No,
that you
definitely
just want to
not.
burn.
But or here's another one. Think, the Cube car. It's literally called. I forgot what brand makes it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
Cube.
vegan.
Nissan, I think.
Nissan.
Yeah.
Cube. Like, would you ever buy one of those?
No.
What kind of person do you think buys those?
All right, so the only thing that I'd probably
They probably
buy,
shop at Trader Joe's.
the only thing that I'd probably buy that resembles that. Do y'all remember those Scion XBs, like the box looking?
Yeah.
I'd buy
seen
one
it,
of
I've
those.
seen it.
Just
What
look
color?
it up. Any color. Well, not a bright. Anything dark, like gunmetal or black.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's boxy, but that's
me see it.
That's still
Flip
like that reminds me like a bucket hat.
Yeah. Oh no,
That's
not
not-
the new ones. Yeah, like you need to find like a 05 or something like that.
I gotta look
Real
up this-
boxy.
Who drives this car right here?
No,
this
that ain't
Kia
me.
Soul.
I would say, but I can't say.
You're on the same track, and the bumper stickers cleared it up. So I
yeah,
will say,
sometimes you just have to see.
Are
what
they
bumper
driving with the
stickers
mask
they
on?
have.
Single solo driver
they're
with the
kind
mask
of
on?
person to wear 2 masks.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Um,
I still hold by my ideology. The more bumper stickers you have on the car, the more insane you probably are.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah. That's usually true. Because why would you fuck your car up with a bunch of stickers
Yeah.
anyways, to begin with?
Yeah.
Unless it's an iron built sticker, right?
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
One little housekeeping thing, or one little sneak, since hopefully you've watched this far. I guess to finish this bad boy off is that we have Overcome samples coming in here soon. I'm not going to mention the
Very
flavors,
nice.
but we got 3
Biscuits and gravy.
biscuits and
Oh,
gravy,
Chicken
Pine
waffles?
Soul.
yeah, pine soul, and then
Blue
fuck
That's
is
beef
Listerine.
flavor for sure.
blue Listerine. It's very crisp. But yeah, excited to sample those
Water
here with the
flavor.
boys. Maybe we'll give some sneak peeks on
Yeah,
Instagram or whatnot, so you
that's
better be
true.
following
Some
on there.
teasers.
Might vlog it. I don't know. Probably should.
Yeah.
Content.
This is
content.
this is a big step.
Big step.
So
But I know Griffin's got to go. He's got some clients. He's got business to handle.
yeah, got
So-
big things going on.
We're going to probably end it right here. Thank y'all for watching.
Follow us on Instagram.
Keep up with us
Come
on
to the Party in the
Instagram.
Gym.
Party in the Gym.
12 to 4 this Saturday at Iron Bill Gym.
Iron Belt Gym.
And see you on the next one.
We're out of here. See y'all.